Good evening, everybody. Welcome to The Spin, September 18th. We are deep into the heart of the off season. Super exciting stuff. We're also 2 days away from TYR Wodapalooza SoCal, which we'll get into in a little bit. State of the Union. So where do we think CrossFit is going, both from a methodology standpoint, CrossFit.com, and then also from a game standpoint, and maybe where should they go? We'll look into some blind rankings. Got a unique one for you guys tonight. I don't think either of you will guess the topic of that. And then we'll talk a little bit about the off season as it is and what we're looking forward to, and could it get any better?
Dude, so, I do have a random accomplishment I do want to say out loud that I did today. I was very proud of it. I won the game of Minesweeper for the first time.
John,
that's pretty cool, huh? Have you ever won the game of Minesweeper, man?
Yes, it's not hard.
No, on expert level, like it was like 99 tiles. It took me a long time, but I was really proud of myself.
I'm happy for you, John. It is a good feeling the first time.
Yeah, that is great.
It's just a lot to, you got to be patient.
And that's why we were 4 minutes late. Hiller, the whole crew is here. We're just going to brush over being 4 minutes late. That's kind of our trademark. We are.
Hiller acts like he's never been here before.
Yeah, we can't start exactly on time. Let you guys join in. All right.
We're really excited about everything going on right now.
Man, it's a little quiet, honestly.
I'm enjoying it. I needed the break.
Are you?
The break from what, John?
Yeah,
doing podcast?
Talking, man.
I bet you did.
I this is the first podcast I've done this week. It feels great, man. I'm telling you.
I bet you feel rusty. Jesus.
I do. I feel like I'm about to do like 15 in a row, but it's no, I feel great. I'm just saving up for Crash. You know what I mean? I got to get my voice saved up. I don't want to get there with a lost voice.
Rest those vocal cords.
Yeah.
I totally get it.
I am getting antsy for Crash.
Yeah. Did you see JR put out the workouts?
Mm-hmm.
Sort of.
Did he?
He put out the workout names.
The names.
That was good though. That was actually my idea.
Yeah. I like that.
That's why you're saying it's good.
It's a great idea. There they are.
You guys had any guesses?
Well, considering that I have gotten the privilege of seeing them, I can't really.
Has everybody seen them?
Yeah.
Except for you, John.
No, I've seen them.
Yes.
But
if you're in the inner circle,
it's kind of important that I see them.
All I'm gonna say is Mad Moon is disgusting, and that's it.
These workouts are so cool.
Yeah.
Just like every year, I'm like, he's gonna program something I just don't want to do, and I want to do every single one of these workouts. He does it every year, where I'm like, there's no way I want to do all of them, and I always do. They're like fun. They're gonna hurt, but like they would fun hurt.
I did 4 and 5, and then off of that, he decided to change one. Not just me, like other people did it too, but like I think he wanted it a little bit quicker because he decided to change it a little bit.
James Carr, how do you watch? It'll be streamed on the Savon podcast YouTube channel. So CoffeePodsAndWods is even watching live from California. So yeah, he has not seen them. Sorry, Pedro.
It's weird seeing him at a regular time of the day. You know what I mean? I'm used to him sleeping right now.
I know. We did it. We do that on purpose. All right. You guys want to go into some viewer comments?
Let's do it.
Only be appropriate.
Yeah. You guys were slacking this past week, so there weren't as many, but we'll go through the ones that I thought were good. PL Training and Nutrition Chad being detrimental to the rest of the game's programming is literally the best point I've heard. Light bulb went off on his head. So, John, well done.
Thank you. I need to give CJ prop on Wad Prep. He's who said it originally. He messaged me after I said that. He's like, "Thanks for giving me props, man." I was like, I forgot where I heard it, but it was a great point. So
Nobody knew. Nobody knew any better. But I think Dave's always talked about that, how like one workout is the focal point, and that obviously had to have been. And so if you start building around it, like, and I think Dave also thought that that was going to tear them up more than it did.
Mm-hmm.
I think these guys can handle way more volume.
This might sound a little taboo to some of these particular athletes, but I don't care about safety in regards to how you're recovering. I think it's a part of it. Like the beat down, I'm all for it. You don't like for him to think like I thought it would tear them up more, and the rest of the week went because of that. I think it demeans the test when when you take stuff out because you think it's going to F people up. And you know what I mean? Who recovers the best is a part of the games. Mm-hmm. That's a part of fitness.
That's a little bit of a stark contrast from what Bosman tested the last couple of years, right? Like he didn't really put an emphasis on a lot of volume.
No, it didn't. But I would argue Boz's games were harder than this year's games.
What do you got in your mouth? What you got in your mouth?
I think I'm just chewing on stuff.
Okay.
I got a wisdom tooth coming in. And it's hurting me.
In.
Yeah.
You're just turned 30, right? Hell.
And I keep messing with it. I think it's a wisdom tooth. I don't know. It's sharp. It's back.
I feel like Sevon would say we're not supposed to get rid of them. I don't know why, but I bet that's a thing.
It hurts me right now. So that's what I'm messing with.
All right. Good deal. Ricky Shayna Fiorici, I don't know. Is the PFA only looking at the swim safety? Where were they on the barbell spending so much time in the direct sunlight and burning athletes? That was in response to the NorCal Classic, where PFA said that they were only being asked to look at the swim safety. But then there were obviously things that Blair had mentioned, just sun being out there, heat, all that stuff, a little bit not ready for it.
I wonder, we didn't ask about this, but it's assumed like, oh, they were involved with the PFA. But I wonder if the PFA only looked at the water event.
I think they were only asked for it. I think they were brought into it only because of the game
of that.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, like they're not going to have them brush over the whole thing. I wouldn't personally, like if I were Ben and Blair, I would be like, yeah, just check this one out. I don't want you gumming around with everything else.
I think it's kind of hard though, right? To come up like from an outside perspective to come in and say, what are we going to do this right?
Say a little bit late.
Yeah, I agree. I feel like you can't say, "Hey, we want you," but just this part. You know what I mean?
I think that's all they could do.
I don't think you say, "Well, no, we're only going to play if you let us do all of it."
No, I mean, think about how hard it would be if somebody came to you and said,
put it past them.
Imagine if
we demand to see all of the events for safety.
Yeah, but think about if JR called you and said, check to make sure this is safe. Like, there's so many factors. Like, would you think about the barbells being in the sun in Northern California
people
in
have
September?
Complained before about stuff like that.
No, I get it, but like, is that something you think about 2 weeks before the competition?
You have to be on site.
Personally, I don't care. Wear gloves.
We know you don't care.
Adapt and survive. Okay.
Man, John.
They said they partnered with him when Brent and Pat were on, and Brent said just the swim. It was too late for everything. That's so fair.
Yeah, I think you'd have to almost have somebody on site throughout the whole weekend to come up with to adapt to everything. And I doubt that those guys were trying to have that happen, but I think it's a lot to run a competition, especially outside in that type of environment. Not everything is climate controlled and all that stuff. So, yeah. Tadio Rodriguez shares 100% John's hate for Tia and Guy.
Thank you, Tadio.
Terp Gomer is offended at JY's failure to offend Mitch Hooper last show. So do better.
Got you.
Where was it?
I don't think I can do as good of a job as Hiller. I feel like he does the best of that stuff. And I just kind of, I stay in my lane.
There you go. 12 seconds in and already laughing. Best start of a video ever. Well done, guys. So
I wonder, do you think we should get like a voiceover that reads the terms and conditions, like a very quick guy that reads it? You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Like they do.
Who should we get to read it though?
They do in Law and Order and stuff like that. And then we can have a dun dun, and then the show starts, or just whatever, something like that.
I like it.
I don't know. Probably Will.
You think Will would be a good one?
Yeah, Will's the best for that type of stuff.
Okay. All right. I had another one here, but I can't find it. Somebody was upset that we just ignored Castro's shameful act. So
which one? Like, depending on who you ask, he does a shameful act every day.
That was HOC 2723. He said it was a very clever way to not discuss Castro's shameful act. I'm not sure what we were doing, but there you go. There you go.
I got to be honest. I couldn't get over people calling him out for reposting the CrossFit thing about Victor, the guy with one arm.
Yeah, that was nuts.
Being tone deaf. I'm like, this repost of saying he's tone deaf is tone deaf to somebody totally unrelated to Victor.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's the thing is everything right now is.
You're only offended as much as you want to be right now.
The most offended. Who can be the most offended?
Hang on.
Not
have
me.
Have you seen the Charlie Kirk versus 20 liberal college students?
I've seen clips of it.
It's pretty great. I think Tyler, you would get a kick out of it.
What is it?
A big time kick out of it. It's just Charlie Kirk versus 20 college kids. It'll come up. But and then he says abortion is murder. And then if you want to come and talk, you want to debate him, you debate him.
So he just does
until they vote you out. And then and he just talks with he just keeps it going, open mic, and then changes the topic every 20 minutes. But I enjoyed it.
It's like the prove me wrongs.
Yeah. I don't think I don't think that's what it's called.
Is it not?
It's not called Prove Me Wrong.
Louder with Crowder.
Yeah. Steven Crowder.
Yeah.
I just have to talk. What is it called though? It's not Prove Me Wrong. Change my mind.
Change my mind. Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, it's kind of like that. Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry, mine's a little bit more aggressive.
I don't think you're gonna get over.
Same deal though. Go ahead, Smith.
Yeah, I don't think you're gonna get one over Charlie Kirk in that situation.
He's pretty knowledgeable.
So, TYR Wodapalooza, big news, both coasts. First,
coast to coast.
We'll start with Miami since that one's just a quick update. Moving locations for the first time.
Tampa.
Yeah, or Miami Beach, whichever. First, Daniel Wynn,
Tampa,
tone deaf.
Tyler was just gonna rock with that, man.
Yeah, he didn't even get it.
He had no idea.
TYR Wodapalooza Miami is heading to Miami Beach, so no longer in Biscayne Bay at Bayfront Park. It'll be facing the Atlantic Ocean on the beach, just like the SoCal one. Tyler, you were there last year. John, have you ever been to Wodapalooza?
Never been to Wodapalooza. I know that's
Good,
your.
John,
I
we
know
gotta
that's
get
your
you at
competition,
Wodapalooza.
man. I'm a big rogue guy. I've been to multiple rogues.
You'll have to trade off this year. You're not going to rogue. This
yeah,
year.
yeah. Honestly, I'm probably gonna have to, right? So yeah, Wodapalooza is the only one I haven't been to.
I'm excited. I've never been to Miami Beach. Like I've only been to the Bayfront Park area. So I'm excited to see what Miami Beach is like.
Yeah, I've never been there either. What I saw in some comments was if you plan on going there, it makes sense to stay on the island, not like where we used to, because going that bridge across can take forever at times.
And I'm sure it's expensive AF to stay on the island.
Yes. Yeah. I mean, I think there's some decent spots. We'll see how fast those fill up, but I imagine it's going to be a little bit more expensive to stay.
I'm just going to get a tent and go on the beach.
We're going to rent a gymnasium, basketball gym.
Yeah.
And everybody just do cots.
Yeah.
And like a FEMA sort of situation.
Yeah. It'll be warm enough. We'll just lay out on the beach.
Just do that. Okay.
Under the pier. We'll find a pier, and there's not piers in Miami. That's we'll find a spot.
Let's see. Trying to pull up the map here.
Miami traffic is one of my favorite all-time things. It is one hell of an experience.
So I did find a permit from the city. Be publishing that tomorrow on the Barbell Spin. But basically, Wodapalooza has gotten permit to be between 6th Avenue or 6th Street and 10th or 11th Avenue.
Well, that's cool.
So they have this whole kind of like, there's a muscle beach there. There's some volleyball. I don't know how they're going to arrange everything and set up the all of the stages, but they basically have like a 5-block area right on the beach that they will be able to
utilize
and use that. And so essentially there's a couple ways to get across. Bayfront was up here, so you'd have to come across this 195 and come down. I've heard that's kind of a nightmare at times. So if you're looking to go there, or you plan on going there, probably start finding places to stay, because I think it'll fill up a lot faster. At least it'll be a little more difficult to get to than it was at Bayfront Park. So, Savon, will there be swimming? I don't know.
Gotta be.
Man, if there's no swimming at Wodapalooza, that's rough.
Especially now. I bet it's more shallow now than it was before. You could keep it more shallow.
It just depends how connected with CrossFit is O'Keefe.
He's not part of it anymore.
Isn't even.
I liked Blair's answer though to our question last week was, he never wanted to not do it. It was like, let's show the community that you can still do a swim and do it safely, right? Like,
I don't know if Wodapalooza is going to be like, okay, we're just not going to be a CrossFit event then, though, the way NorCal did.
They're not a CrossFit competition. They're not tied to CrossFit in any way.
I don't know though, dude. Like they are though.
They're not CrossFit licensed.
I get what you're saying, but they are like not licensed, and that's not what I'm saying. But
trying to stay friendly with the org.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. Yes, I feel like they beat to their own drum less than a road
than who
or NorCal is what I'm saying. Would you agree with that or disagree with that?
I don't think I agree with it. I don't think I agree with that statement.
I do. But
do you know the inner workings of Loud and Live?
No, I don't at all. But I just know,
I'm so surprised.
But I mean, I just feel like it's a lot of people that want to be in with a lot of people, like that type of situation. And I don't think other people are like that. I don't think Rogue is like that. I don't think NorCal's like that. You see what I'm trying to say, though? Like at all? What I'm trying to say?
No, I think I understand. I think so. You're trying to say like they'll kowtow to whatever CrossFit the vibe is. They're trying to fit in with everybody's, and I disagree. Like Wodapalooza has cut across the grain a few times.
Tell me when.
I mean, like when other people thought they should cancel events and different things like that, they didn't. They always try new stuff.
Change them,
right? But they try new things. Most people don't try new events, new different types of movements. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe you're right.
I mean, they have the blessing of the PFAA,
and I'm sorry, I'm being so like coded about it. Like I think
you should just say it.
I get that.
There ain't nothing going on anyway.
Here's the thing: I don't know enough about any of that situation to speak about it at all. But it just outside perspective, it appears to me the people that run Wodapalooza, like a Wodapalooza forever, I just feel like the people that are in charge like to be in with a lot of people. They like to socialize, right? And I think Bill and Katie will do whatever Bill and Katie wants. I think the NorCal people, obviously, they're like, no, F that. We're swimming, right? I do not think Wodapalooza is like that. And I'm coming from a place of knowing nothing. That's just
Bill and Katie have never swam, so they're cowards.
That's just the vibe that I get. Okay, which is why I'm being like, because like I could be like completely wrong, right? Because I don't know anything about the intertwined workings at all. It just that's what it appears. That's the vibe I get from the Wodapalooza people.
Big vibes guy, John is.
Sure. I don't know. I just can't. I don't see it, John. I mean, I think their decision to pull out of swimming this weekend was in reaction to what was going on. I don't think it was because CrossFit said don't do it. I think that was a little bit reacting to the community. Speaking of TYR Wodapalooza, we got somebody really special coming on.
Our European correspondent.
The voice of the TYR Wodapalooza SoCal.
What
Mr.
about
Pedro
everyone
White.
who was excited to see like an important athlete or?
No, it was either Gracie or you, and we went with you.
Yeah.
We told Gracie,
we booted her.
We got Pedro coming on the show.
Yeah.
John, if you call me a bad boy, I'm going to get it tattooed on my ass cheek.
Hey, what time is it over there?
5 p.m.
I'm just saying that because I'm sure you get pissed off every time somebody asks you.
Are you kind of screwed up right now?
No. So last night I didn't get to sleep till like midnight, and I woke up. I basically woke up every hour until 4, and then I was just awake. But every time I woke up, I was like, asked myself, "Oh, is my watch set to Irish time or American time?" And then I'd fall back asleep again. And then I wake up again. I do the exact same thing. I'm like, "Wait, is that 4 a.m. Irish time or American time?" And then I fall asleep again. So yeah, I'm a bit messed up. But I got guys. I don't know if any of you guys have ever DoorDashed before, but it's amazing. I got like 4 kilos of fruit and like a full rotisserie.
I'm glad you said fruit.
And 5.
If you get kilos of anything in the United States, it's bad.
We don't talk in terms of kilos.
I'm also like 95% sure I'm high because I just got an Uber and the guy had clearly just finished about 1 kilo of weed just when I got into the car. He was full Rasta, like just looked.
Was he really Rasta?
Yeah.
That's good. So you just go into Huntington Beach just to watch there, Pedro?
I'm hosting, God help them, the live stream. So on Loud and Live Sport, I think you have to look up, which always messes me up every year because Wodapalooza is on. I type in Wodapalooza, expecting there to be a YouTube channel for Wodapalooza, and there isn't. So yeah, I'm hosting there. They're calling it a desk show, but I'm also told there's no actual desk, that we're just going to be standing there. So it's going to be me.
Did you demand a desk?
I
should have demanded.
I asked for a desk. I should have demanded.
You should go to Panera and just steal one of their tables and then just call that a desk. Like
Why does Panera come to your head for this?
They got tall tables, man.
Oh,
one of those like flapping white tablecloth, like the plastic tablecloth on it. Yeah. So it's going to be me hosting, Chase. And
that is
Sean.
Incorrect, CrossFit. I just want to say that was incorrect.
Who I posted about? Oh no, I'm not.
No, Pedro makes the big bucks.
Yeah, that's something else. He's
I'm getting
he's not even doing what Lauren's doing.
I'm getting like $55. That's all gone now that you bought.
They had to pay top dollar for Pedro. He wouldn't come for anything less.
I will say there's something weird and old school about me. I can't get DoorDash. I can't push myself to do it. I don't order food on an app. Like, unless it's pizza or Chinese food, no one's delivering it to my house. I don't even get Jimmy John's delivered.
The girl messaged me and said, "Hey, they have no strawberry C4. Will I get cherry?" And I was like, "Fuck yeah, get cherry." I was like, "Stop all over cherry." It's a pretty cool system. So yeah, I'm hosting that live stream, and it's going to be me and a rotating. So it's going to be 4 people on, including me, all the time. And we're going to do like a pre-show and a post-show, very loose, relaxed, like fun. I had a production meeting with 2 guys that are in charge, and I ran some ideas past them. So the first idea I ran, I won't say what any of the ideas are, but one of the guys said, like, "I'll pay you $50 if you do that." So the kind of vibe I'm going for.
That one's good.
We should come up with a word every morning that he has to work into the commentary somehow.
There's a good over-under on Heat 1.
Yeah.
How many times can he do spear fingers?
How many times can Peter say flamboozled in the commentary? Over under 3.
Sean just looks at him. What? Pedro's just standing looking.
An athlete fails a clean. Yeah, they got flamboozled there, didn't they, Sean? Just.
Wad Zombie. I'd love to take a black light through that room. I bet they put you in like one of the best hotel room ever.
Just don't shine it on that wall. Me and that wall had an impromptu engagement last night.
Those white streaks weren't there before.
Yeah, that's just a red wallpaper.
Very artistic.
Yeah, you got something going for you.
That's a
pull that off,
man.
So, what are you looking forward to most in this team format?
The weather.
I think they have, like, so from a spectator point of view, I think it's going to be interesting, the different formats. I think that's going to be the best part. Like the fact that there's a games, like I think Friday starts with a games workout, so like teams of 4. But then putting captains forward, like putting specialists forward, that kind of stuff is going to be good. I'm really excited to see that play a part, like which it's kind of worrying because you look at the North American team and you're like, oh right, they're just going to pull down their pants and take a massive dump all over the rest of the world team every day, apart from the lifting workout. But I still think, I feel like it's going to play out differently than we think it's going to play out, and it's going to be interesting. And then from a personal perspective, I'm looking forward to just being able to put myself in a position of something that I've never done before and feel like just a consistent stream of diarrhea running down my inner thigh while doing something different. I'm going to shit myself. That's what I was saying there.
As long as you shit yourself and smile, and nobody notices.
Well, that's why I want the desk. It'll hide.
This is on you, dude. Should have demanded it.
Only man in California wearing pants.
Yeah, it's that man's comment. It's funny.
Are there any contingency plans if it's literally a blowout and North America's up like 8-1?
Oh, I thought you meant if I fuck it up on the first day. No, I don't.
I think we should give him a handicap. Just
I don't
like
think
to
it's
get a
gonna be
minute head
needed.
start.
I don't think it's going to be needed. You should do an over-under on points. Full disclosure, I don't fucking know what an over-under is. I don't know. Like all the American betting terms just go straight over my head. But I think you should do some kind of, I believe you guys call it a spread. You know, like of what's going to be the winning margin.
How close can they stay?
Yeah, I think it's going to be different than you think it is.
Yeah, I think there's 11 workouts. I think there's like 13 points available total.
Yeah, it's
so 13 points available. I would say 8-5.
I mean, when you say it like that, it sounds close. When you forget that there's only 2 teams, that sounds close.
Right.
Well, the last event, I believe the last event's going to be worth 2 points. So in that scenario, if North America wins, it would be close.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't think it's going to be that. I think it's going to be like
8-4, 8,
like 9-4.
What?
No, guys,
way.
I think they're going to get 3 points on the lifting event alone.
That's
you get a
one
point
point.
for every race, don't you?
That's
I
1
think
point.
+3 is a fair. I think +3 is a fair handicap.
I do too. You can make the spread at +3.
Spin was in my Uber before I was. I think he's high.
Yeah, you can make. I'd make it +3 or -3. Like North America -3.
Oh yeah, North America -3. Yeah, depends on who you're referencing.
Man, if you could actually do gambling on that app, it'd be cool to see.
A lot of hoops you got to jump through.
But
I've been
people are
preaching
asking
that at him for a year, Pedro.
We got stuff.
It's
tricky with legal here, though. Pull double duty there, Pedro.
Yeah, I have my alarm set for 5 a.m. Saturday morning to take a shit on multiple people, and then have a complete tone shift from when I turn up at Wodapalooza. Unless I forget, I'll do Kill Taylor and then start Wodapalooza and just start like relentlessly mocking Chandler Smith or whoever's beside me, and they'll be like, "What? This isn't what I said."
Have you been told what you can and cannot do?
No, I jokingly said to the guys that, Dylan said I'm allowed to swear.
If you're serious, sorry, CrossFit. If you're serious, you better get a hold of me.
I said jokingly said that Dylan said I'm allowed to swear, and the two of them were like, no, I'm not going to do that. But yeah, like people, I've heard people say, "Oh, he can't not swear." Like I'm a teacher, like I don't swear at the kids at work. I have the ability.
You're an Irish teacher. We don't know you don't swear at those kids.
Yeah, no,
we don't know how.
That's the only difference is that we throw whiskey bottles instead of. No, I've quite a good ability to filter, despite what people might think, to filter what I say.
Who are some guests you're going to have on? Are you able to say?
So I was CC'd on the email that went out to everyone, but some people haven't responded yet. So there's like rumored people. Nobody's confirmed. Not many people have confirmed. So I think, as far as I know,
are you taking that personally?
No, you see, the only thing is, unless they're doing reply and not reply all, and they're saying like, I don't want to fucking work with that guy. So I think Tommy Marquez and Lauren Khalil are doing like multiple shows with me. And then
hard look at the camera.
I think Chandler and Noah and O'Keefe are doing the first one. I think, I'm not sure. Chandler wrote back an email. Man, his email was so well penned. It was like incredibly respectful. And then I think it's basically going to be, a lot of it is going to be athletes that are there for other obligations that aren't competing, so are free. You know, like think of the rain athletes, the tier athletes that are going to be there and not competing. So like Justin Medeiros' dog probably. And then I don't mean Ellie, by the way. He's actually bringing his dog too. They're both bringing the dog.
I don't think anybody thought that, so you said it.
Well, I said tier athlete right before I said it. Then
Clip it.
Spence gonna clip that. Man,
Clip it.
man. It's just gonna go on.
that is
man.
not what I meant. Who else is going? Yeah, tier athletes, rain athletes, and then just someone said that it's going to be like Hollywood people knocking around too. So
The guy off a New Girl might be there. Schmidt.
yeah,
Nick.
what's his name?
Oh, Schmidt. I mean, yeah. I love
Nick. Big fan.
Max
Nick
Green.
is my favorite person.
Yeah,
in the
yeah.
world.
His name is Max. I don't
Max
know.
Greenwood, Greenfield.
something.
Greenfield.
It's a Jewish name.
'Cause I could see him being around, right? If he lives in
Yeah.
LA, because he loves
And
CrossFit.
a couple of NFL players, I think, as well are coming.
No Sean Marino.
Straight over my head.
There's one more guy.
Hey, so you play football, right? Is that the one on the ground or the one in the air? Yeah. But yeah, it's going to be good. I'm excited about it. I'll say this. I've never done it before, obviously. So one way or another, it'll be memorable. So it'll either be like for years to come, it'll be like, oh my God, remember that time, that guy that used to have that podcast. Remember when he did a live stream and had a mental breakdown on camera? Or it'll just be filled with awkward silences and like pauses and dead air. Because the thing is, the guys are telling me I'll have an earpiece in and they'll be talking to me while I'm talking. And I was like, cool, that's not going to go well. So maybe just talk to me when I'm not talking.
Maybe
I will
don't do
just
that.
freeze. I'll be listening to what you're saying. My mouth will probably move along with the words you're saying. Like it's not going to go well. But yeah, no, it's going to be good. It'll be memorable for some sort of reasons.
That's awesome.
What possessed you to want to do this?
I didn't want to do it. Dylan asked me if I'd do it.
So I originally thought that this was your.
Do you think you were his first option?
Uh,
That's not
Well, I'm
not
sure-
an offensive question, is it?
I'm sure somebody like influential had a word with him. But I think he wanted me involved somehow. And then I think Dylan is like, one thing Dylan's really good at is trying out different, like it is like I am in a privileged position to be able to do it because it's always, no disrespect to anyone, well, disrespect to some, but it's always the same people who do all these types of jobs, like all these types of gigs, and always get them, and then nobody else gets to look in. So it is like I am grateful to him for giving me a chance to make an absolute fucking mess of it. But yeah, no, I think as far as I know, the plan was not to have a show, like to just do, you know, the way they do like the January one where it's just like straight to the commentary and it's, you know, maybe two guys talking to camera and then whatever. And then Dylan kind of basically crowbarred this in as a way to bring on more guests and kind of fluff out the show a bit. Privileged, man. Yeah, what are all the different words I could use to piss him off? I deserve it.
I mean, if according to John, CrossFit probably told Dylan what to do.
Yeah, I was listening. I was walking in listening to that.
Yeah, you're a DEI hire.
On my headphones. Yeah, I'm an international hire.
They needed somebody for the world. That's what
They wanted a black guy, but they just got an accent instead.
Do you think you'll be influenced to be rooting for the world at all? The world team?
No, honestly, John, I couldn't give a fuck. Like I don't care.
He doesn't even know who's on the teams, to be honest.
I do. I mean, to be honest, I think that has detracted from it a little bit. The fact that they just threw Brent on to the world team, I was just like, okay.
Now it's two teams.
It's irrelevant now. It's just two teams. Like, stop calling them names. It's just two teams. They should just call them like the Dodgers and the Vipers or something. I don't know.
Viper.
It's the Dodgers and the Vipers. Yeah.
Yeah. So I think it's at like 6 p.m. Friday at this time, like California time, which is 9 Eastern, and then it's the same on Saturday, I think.
Yeah, it's late, man.
It's the schedule I'm looking at right now. 7:05 is when it starts. Are you going on in a whole hour?
No,
early?
we're on before that, so it's a pre-show, like a 15-minute pre-show or something.
Okay, so
each day.
it'll still be late for those on the East Coast. Like it's 10 to the competition itself will be from 10 to 12 on Friday and Saturday.
What do you mean,
night.
watch it over breakfast?
On replay?
Yeah. Someone said, "Will there be a live chat?" There will be, but I won't have access to it. But I'll be fucking reading. I'll be going back with a fine tooth comb. Be like, right, who do I need to look at? If I see JY Barbell in there,
you're gonna pull Savon and just go through all the chat. Go on a rampage. Larry Young, I think it's cool. You'll do great.
Is that your dad? Yeah,
it is my dad. Yeah,
he's a cool guy. I met him in Texas. He's really.
I was getting ready to say, did you get to meet him?
Yeah, he's a giant.
He is.
He's a disarmingly gentle giant. Like he looks like the kind of guy that could just do like whack-a-mole, just go like boop on the top of your head and send
smash you
through to the floor underneath where you are. But then he shakes your hand and you're like, oh, I kind of just want to give him a hug.
I think he's scared that like he will come across overbearing, and so like he's overly gentle when he meets people.
I have a buddy who's a strongman competitor, and he's 6'7", and he's like, you would be surprised. He was like, in public situations, he was like, I can't act any sort of aggressive because when I do that, people get really upset. He was like, he was like, when you do that at 5'8", no one gives a fuck.
Yeah, I mean, like if Sevon goes on a tirade, like we're all entertained,
so
right?
Like his show last night,
right? Yeah, right. We're all tuning in. We're like, say something else, man. Like let's hear it, right?
He hit live and just like lit his flamethrower, just went to town.
I mean, he just
but my dad has like that. I feel like he's got that vibe though. Like if he can't, like that guy, like if he were to get like me and eyebrowed, people would be scared.
My dad and your dad are like yin and yang. My dad is under 5 foot. He's like 4'9" or 4'10". He's basically a dwarf.
How are you so tall? You're taller than I am.
Milkman.
But
he
must be a giant in Ireland, period.
No,
they're normal height.
My brother is like the same height as me. My dad's brother is 6'4". Two of his brothers are 6'4".
They're normal height country, Tyler. They're not New Zealanders. They're not hobbits.
But my dad is an irrationally angry man. Like, so he's
gotta be.
You
gotta be at that height.
He's like angry at inanimate objects, like just everything, and he's tiny. Yeah, he's a leprechaun. He's basically a leprechaun.
Well, what are you doing the rest of the time? Just hanging out, surfing?
I'm doing Chase and Bill's programming show, lol, in about an hour. I don't know what the fuck I'm going to add to that, but anyway, it seems like a cool workout. I don't know. I guess Brent will win. And then we've got I'm going to go down to the venue tomorrow.
I hope you commentate just like that.
It will be, but with less swearing. And not commentating. Jesus, imagine that.
He's hosting.
Yeah, no, that's.
I hope you host just like that pre-show.
And then I think I don't know if there's much going on tomorrow. I'll probably try and find people tomorrow just to do a bit of my own stuff. And then Friday, it's actually nice because Friday doesn't start till nighttime, like evening time. Saturday doesn't start till evening time, so I actually get to like go and do stuff and look around. And like I went to the beach today. I was like, this is cool. That's all.
For some reason in my head, you do that alone. Like you're just walking through SoCal by yourself.
I was alone.
Just taking in the sights.
I videoed like 4 people playing volleyball for like 5 minutes and never explained to them why I was doing it or what it was for. And then I just left. I was like, maybe I should stay. It's not worth it. I just left.
B-roll. B-roll.
Have you ever been to LA?
Do a cool dive?
Do what?
Have you ever been to Southern California?
Well, I mean, I went to. I don't know that counts. Going to
Carson
semifinals this year.
Yeah, that counts. Yeah.
I mean, I haven't been to the beach, but yeah,
I've never been to California. Is why I asked.
It's a different vibe.
So I was there. I was at the beach this morning. The venue actually looks really cool. It's really like splayed out. It's cool. But I was at the beach and I walked down a pier and there was like, I don't know, 150 people surfing, which is crazy in like a really small area. But it was a it was just ripped straight out of like Baywatch. It's crazy. Like it's crazy. I get that with loads of stuff in America where I'm like, wow, this stuff actually exists. Like I don't know if
Americans are really this way.
I think Tyler, were you there when I saw the train? You know, like I get really, the size of stuff just blows my mind. I'm like, geez, that's huge.
When we were driving in Texas, he talked about it like 6 times. He was like, "Look how long that train is."
It's crazy.
like,
trains in
what?
Ireland have like 3 carriages, and that's it. And they don't transport goods.
It's so funny. I don't know if everybody's like, nobody pays attention to trains.
Nobody pays
at
any
all.
attention to
We're all
trains.
just annoyed when they go by.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh,
Yeah, you get
freaking
one that's
train.
like 2 miles long,
and then you
you're
just
like,
know you're gonna
"Son
sit
of a
there for a
bitch."
long time.
Yeah.
Like that's it.
But even like driving around, I collected JR from the airport in Texas, and I was like, "Look at the size of that flag!" And he was just like, "Yeah, cool." So stuff blows my mind here. It's crazy, but yeah, it's incredibly.
Did you see the big peach in is it South Carolina or Georgia that has that big peach? when
Georgia's
you drive?
Georgia.
Is it Georgia's
I've been
peach?
to Georgia.
Damn. We'll have to show you that
Hey,
when you go to Crash.
Cape Girardeau, Missouri has the world's largest fountain drink cup. Fun fact: if you're ever in the area,
Cool. That's
just it's like 40 feet tall.
I'm just gonna write that down for my opening monologue of the live stream.
Guarantee it would blow your mind if you saw it. That's all I'm saying.
Charlie Doobies. Doobies like, get him off. Get him off the show.
Yeah, well, they can't. They have to say, like, hang on, we need to wait for him to stop talking so we can talk to him in his ear because he gets distracted otherwise. Hey, don't do that thing you did 5 minutes ago.
I knew I wasn't wrong. There's a giant peach right next to Spartanburg because my cousin sent me a video of it. He goes, "Look at that peach."
Did you guys hear what I heard you talking about crash area. Did you guys hear what Angelo Chico said about Spartanburg to JR?
No.
It really is just a shithole. Oh, that's funny.
I love Spartanburg.
Well,
All
dude, good luck this weekend.
You're kicking
We may
me
or may
off.
not be watching you.
Thanks, guys. Thanks for having me on. Enjoy the rest of your
Dude,
show.
you're going to do great. Kill it.
Yeah.
Don't worry
I'm
about it at
excited
all.
to watch you.
I am excited.
Over under on swearing. That'd be a good one. Accidental swear words. Cuss
Yeah,
words.
at least 3.
All weekend or per hour?
At least the first show.
Okay. Deal.
I know a guy. Good luck, dude.
All right. Cheers,
Yep.
guys. Thanks very
Yep.
much.
See ya.
Have a good one, Peter.
For those who were asking, we are running Heat 1 for this. You can go download it or update it now. We'll have a lot more props than we've ever had. I think we counted. There's over 30.
Since it's only 2 teams, like basically it's just prop city. It's the
prop
whole
city.
thing is just props. And it's, over under on rope climbs or over under on any like lifting thing, any competition. It's just props or event.
Yeah, you'll be able to pick the winner of each event, but then also we have different types of props for everything. So it's like on one earlier where we're kind of setting the over under on how many.
No, Ed, it's actually $75,000 this time around. It's insane.
And then at the last minute, we're gonna give it all to somebody else. But no, there'll be 2 tickets to Wodapalooza Miami that we're gonna give away.
Okay, good.
Yeah, so you'll get 2 free tickets to Miami.
So I need to win this.
Yeah, that way you come
because
join.
you're not getting in any other way.
Yeah.
Not now.
I didn't say anything bad.
So if you are wanting to watch the TYR Cup and TYR Wodapalooza SoCal Loud and Live Sports YouTube page, they'll have it there. If you don't want to listen to Pedro or you want to listen to us commentate, I think our plan is to do a spin cast if we can stay up that late, and if anybody watches, we'll do it.
As
we'll
Pedro leaves the show, we're going to promote our own show during the same time. Okay.
If Pedro does terrible, it's okay. We got a backup plan.
That's right. We'll be doing our own commentary like we did at the games and watch along with that. So Yeah, I don't feel like going through the workouts again. They've added one more of this.
We already did. We already did it.
It's okay.
It's-
we'll go.
It's
we'll
really
go
it's
over
really
them
tough though
in
right
depth
now
this week.
because
And
like
Chase and Bill are about to do that right
yeah,
after
they'll
us
go
too.
in full detail. if
God,
you
wouldn't
want.
that be terrible listening to us do it and then listening to them do it?
No, it's really hard right now just from a standpoint of you don't know who's going to be in each slot. So like
Especially
you're really
for
just
Heat
talking.
one.
Yeah, like you're talking about hypotheticals. My understanding is like the day before the teams will meet and decide who will compete the following day. So we'll have some heads up, I think.
The declaration is like 11 a.m. the day before.
Yeah.
So it's like they will give them
Well,
some
I think-
sort, but they can make changes up till 11 or something.
Okay. I know tomorrow they're having their first strategy session.
Meeting.
Yeah. So that's in the afternoon, but I don't know when they have to make their decisions. But it sounds like there's one stage that's on the beach itself. So I think it's literally just like you're on sand. So that'll be.
You're muted.
The free handstanding push-up one. That's the one. You sink every
Just
time.
bury your hands.
Uh-huh.
And
It's safer that way because if you fall,
There you
just fall
go.
in the sand.
That's
just
all. I'm
break
always
your
thinking about
forearms.
safety. That's where my head was at.
That's definitely where your head's at.
Close to the tide, so you adds a little extra to it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's fair.
Honestly, how fun of a game would that be? Like if we all could do free handstanding push-ups and we go right where the tide hits and then the water and we're just seeing who can keep going. Would that not be fun?
I guess, yeah. As fun as anything else.
Yeah.
All right, you
Good as
guys,
any other.
You guys are no fun.
Hang on one second here. Um,
Man, it's
All right.
just great for radio.
it is great. It is great. All right, moving on.
State of the Union.
State of the Union. This past week or last week, Don Fall headed out with a bunch of people out to Capitol Hill, talking about really fighting disease and everything else. First time we've really seen Don since the games. And I'm not going to go through all the comments. I think Savon did a pretty good job of that last night.
He looks so comfortable in this picture. The longer I look at it, the more uncomfortable he looks. Maybe that's me.
Look at that. He looks pretty comfortable there.
There you go. That's much better.
And then we're back. And so, there's been a lot of talk.
I think Don revealed who he was voting for with that tie.
Oh,
You
yeah.
think?
Is that what's this
yeah.
guy in the yellow?
Yeah, that's what people do. He's trans guy. Like he's advocate
No,
for that.
gotcha.
Like he doesn't know what he is. But yeah, that's how it goes in Capitol Hill.
I can't bring that one up.
And so my question to you guys,
I'm just a bit.
That is not what I'm laughing about at all.
I know, but that's a funny one for me.
Okay, let's be professionals here. Come on.
so obviously the death of Lazar on the game side has brought up a lot of discussion about what that is all about. But then you also have just CrossFit, the methodology, the affiliate community. Where do we see CrossFit separate from the games? Like just CrossFit itself from a affiliate going to the gym, doing the workouts. Like where do we see them today? And like, where should they be going? Like, is what Don Fall did like the right direction? Should we be doing something different? Tyler?
Yes, this is the right direction. Whether it means anything or not, that's a whole different story. But like, this is what Greg was doing. I see CrossFit HQ's job is to protect the name of CrossFit, of course, compel people to go to CrossFit gyms, but then also you're advocating for health. That's what we've sort of made our stand that we understand health better than anybody else in the world and how to keep as healthy as you can for as long as you can. And so I think it's also our HQ's responsibility and I think the affiliates would agree because they funded Greg for so many years, is that you want to get in advocacy groups and like, hey, let's like stop sugar from funding all the research so that we can't untwine what is sugar and what's not sugar, and is sugar actually good for you, is it bad for you? You know,
the difference between regular life and an athlete.
yeah.
Like I think that was lost on
Or like
with Fraser. Fraser says he drinks a pound of Gatorade sugar every day, all day. And people think, oh, that's what the fittest in the world does. But like, to educate the difference, or like, it's just everybody knows that's not what it is. Like, that's
I think they've already done this, like reference ranges for like blood pressure, heart rate, all that stuff is starting to move, body fat percentage, because people aren't as healthy in the United States. So instead of saying like, no, this is healthy, they're just moving the reference ranges. That's not okay. That is something that CrossFit should advocate to not allow, right? And these are things that I think the whole community would get behind. And it's like, okay, it also is a bit of marketing for us, because it's like, who's fighting this fight? Why are they fighting this fight? Oh, it's CrossFit. Well, what do they do? But you know, this is all ways for people to go to CrossFit gyms. So this is good. Whether it pans out or not is the whole thing.
Do you think Don is the right person from CrossFit to be going to have those discussions?
He's not a health guy. He's a tech guy. That was the thing about Greg, is that his IQ is verifiably high, and so he knows how to run a business, but he also knew a hell of a lot about health in so many different ways, exercise and base level metabolic. Like, did you hear him on Sevon's today or yesterday talking about
on this morning
metabolism and like sugar binding to proteins, and like how that encodes the protein for the remainder of its life in your body? Are you kidding me? There's no way Don can hang with that. And it's like, I don't think it's Don's responsibility to hang with that, but we need somebody who can speak at that level.
Well, I think that's where.
Would you say though, like, I don't know if the right people would listen to Greg.
What do you mean?
Like, I agree with what you're saying, but I don't know. I think there are certain, like, I think Greg kind of come off abrasive and shut people off that we're trying to talk to. What I'm saying, okay, but like, and you're not wrong. I think Greg knows so much more than
Clip
Don.
it.
Well, like that's
just
not
the I'm not wrong part.
That's
I
not
just
what I'm
need
saying.
that part.
You know what I mean? But like, he can, like, Greg does rub some people off on the wrong way.
Sure. But I think where I'm at from CrossFit standpoint right now is, we may have talked about this in previous shows, was CrossFit right now is a brand, a place you go to work out. 10 years ago, it was, you are joining a lifestyle.
Well,
and somebody in CrossFit, and that was Greg, beat the drum of health.
you guys want to talk about Zarathustra again? Because I'll bring Zarathustra back up.
No, please don't.
But I mean, like, this is where we might philosophically disagree, but I will go to the end of the earth to say that we run a religion, effectively run a religion, and CrossFit needs to be run like that. And these guys don't know how to do that. And that's why we're lost in the sauce where we are now. You might disagree with me, and that's fine, but it's a philosophical difference at that point.
No, I mean, I think we don't have that anymore. Right? Like, that was back in the day. Like, it was all about changing the world. Right? And it was not just going into a gym and working out. Because when is the last time you've ever heard Don say something about health? More than
Never.
just get people healthier by going into a gym.
What did he say? 30 million CrossFitters?
30 million people
Yeah.
impacted.
Okay. I get what you're. This is not a matter of like, is Greg better than Don? Like, that's
No.
not. what I'm saying is like, then what do you do to be better? You know what I mean? Don's the CEO. What would you have him do to be better? If he's going to if you want him gone, then who needs to be there? Like,
and I'm not saying
where's the direction that you want to go? And then you see, like, this is what he needs to do. It's like, I think it's too easy just to say, where has Don mentioned health? No, he's at Capitol Hill just flirting with other politicians. Like, I don't know what he's doing over there. Right? Like solve
so
it.
I think Spin's trying to do that, and he's saying like, hey, should we even like the steps and the iterations of solving this? Should we go back to the cultish style way of propagating?
I think 100%. I'm so in favor of that, but I don't know if there's a way to just directly shift and go, we're going to rewind. I don't know if there's a way to do that right now.
You're right. Larry, first, let's bring up Larry Young, but also Greg doesn't have the letters behind his name like a Dr. Gable Lyons, but super smart.
Gabrielle Leon?
I don't know.
Or is it Gabrielle Lyons?
No. I mean, that's a fair point. I think what your point though, John, like bringing up, like it's hard to rewind is 100% true. Like CrossFit's in a different place than it was 6, 7, 8, 10 years ago. But I'm going to draw this conclusion or draw a similarity between CrossFit and the PFAA in that both are not offering all of the solutions. They talk about it like we want more safety on the PFAA. CrossFit's, we want to get more people healthy and get them into CrossFit, but they're not saying how, right? And it's like in the CrossFit's like, well, just go to your affiliate and your affiliate will then teach you, right? But there's none of that. Like if I don't know anything about CrossFit and I just see YouTube videos, I'm not getting fired up about it, right? I'm not getting fired up about improving my health or my life.
And maybe that's the difference. That is the main difference between us and every other fitness methodology is that we're really tied in on this actually being the affiliate owners are very cued in on this being the solution. You don't go to a Barry's or a freaking Jazzercise or whatever, Orange Theory and be like, this is the thing that'll make me healthy for the rest of my life. This is just the thing that you're doing right now. And it's a healthy thing. It won't make you any less healthy, but it's not the thing. And we have that religious concept piece that's like, hey, this is the solution.
But do you think new affiliates are doing that though? To the
No,
same extent that
because
somebody like, it's been doing this, it's been an affiliate owner for 10 years.
No, but then I think it's on the marketing of CrossFit to be like, this will change your life. Like, and to put out people who have lost 100 pounds, to put out stories after stories after stories, before and afters, like, and to like do like one post a day of something of how it changed your life and not like a YouTube reel, like your everyday person. It can be your everyday person. It can be your overweight person. Then it can be like the athlete that, like is done with his profession. You know what I mean? Like, and just hit something.
But I think you're jumping to the final state, right? Like somebody got healthy, but 10 years ago, every affiliate owner read the journal.
Yep.
Every affiliate owner listened to Greg talk about like detailed reasons of being like how to be healthy. And that would then propagate to
everybody
the members.
Yeah.
There's nothing.
I do not think there's a way to get back to that though.
I mean,
like you've lost your way. I don't think you can just.
The best way is culling the herd, and it's going to hurt really bad. Well, let me ask you this: is 30 million CrossFitters in any time scale real?
Real. What do you mean?
Is it achievable? Is it the max of the scale that we can go? Was that and mind you, hold on to this idea that CrossFit is the answer to health.
I
Preserve
don't think
what we know and love.
Yeah, I don't think there's a problem in preserving that or holding on to that because it's the truth, right? And when something's the truth, it's never like that will always be there.
People don't buy pills that are hard to swallow.
Right.
Well, I mean, I think the 30 million is where you're
Not
into the
30 million
problem,
people.
but I'm saying the actual, like, is CrossFit the answer to health? If the answer is legitimately yes, that's not ever going to get lost.
Right. No, and I'm not disagreeing there. What I'm saying is, can you protect that? Because I think we've walked away from that to a degree of promoting that idea. Can you continue to promote that idea and keep it true to the central ethos of CrossFit gyms and reach 30 million CrossFitters in affiliates or at home, whatever?
I don't think you have to. I think that's where I see growing for the sake of growing, not the answer. You want people to join because they want to better themselves. They want to better the community by sharing that information.
Yeah.
The 30 million to me sounds like we just want 30 million people in a gym, right? Like,
yeah. And that, yes.
that
I started thinking about this thing they teach you. Well, like everybody knows that it costs 8 times as much to get a new client as it does to continue to keep an old one, right? And I started thinking, like, they're putting all this effort into getting to the 30 million, but those are low value clients. The lifetime value of those clients is so much lower than it is for the people who came to this because it was a religion, because they saw that somebody's type 2 diabetes was reversed.
right. I'll bring this up. C Hill, there's no marketable people, no personalities for people who don't do CrossFit to get interested in it. I think this goes maybe back
That's a good statement.
It goes back to, I think you brought it up last week, how the games athletes have gotten so far
in their
removed.
own echo chamber.
No, like they're so far, like
they're too good.
Yeah, 12 years ago, you sign up for the Open. You're
Rich
like
running his own affiliate,
right?
Yeah,
like, they were obviously more fit, and most people had zero shot, but it felt like it was attainable. Making the games right now, when you start out, for 99.99% of the people, it's so far unattainable that, like, it's very unlikely. But think about like Greg Amundsen, all the OG girls, like those were people you looked up to, you saw videos of, and most of them weren't like games athletes, right? And like they were somebody you could aspire to. There's nobody, unless it's a games athlete, that you can look to and say, I want to be like them. And do we really want to be like Matt Frazier? Or even try to be like Matt Frazier? And it's obviously a very different landscape now, but
I know what you're saying, Spin. I gotcha. What you're saying, I need to start posting my Instagram stuff a lot more so people can try to strive to be as fit as I am. That's what you're saying.
Yeah.
And become a marketable person.
Yes.
And then millions of people who are around my fitness need to do the same thing. Would you argue Claire, like Bays? Is that her name? Claire Bays?
Claire?
Yeah, it's Pedro's favorite.
She's probably.
Would you argue something like that? We need to have more people like that. And I mean, I'm joking when I say myself, but to your regular gym goer, I am very attainable, right?
Yeah,
you're really strong, John. But we'll.
But just that's it, though. You know what I mean? Like my fitness level is very attainable, right?
Yeah, I mean,
like I would say, instead of can you beat Castro, can you beat me? There's a lot of people that can. You still got to be pretty darn fit to do that, though.
That's true. I mean, like, a lot of people thought
like,
in 2014 they could beat Rich, who had no responsibility, like they had no reason to think that, but they did think that they could do it in 2014.
Yeah,
and now they don't. Now they don't think that they can beat Dallin or Sprague or
no. There's zero chance.
Would you say Taylor's a better option for that? I almost feel like if you're borderline games, you're still too good.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I think the people that you are attainable, but way out there, but are attainable, are nowhere close to making.
That's what I was trying to get to the point about the beauty. There's Claire.
Shout out for you, girl.
No, look, there you go.
The beauty in regionals was that you had local heroes that had attainable fitness, and they were going on this big stage, what seemed like a big stage, 5,000 people in the stands, 10,000 people in the stands, packed out, looking expos. And it's like, I can be like that. And then you saw like some guy that was like close to morbidly obese, and now he's like pretty fit and close to them. Everything's attainable at that point. And it's like, yeah, you're right. There's no more there's just too big of an entry point now.
I mean, this is gonna sound crazy, but like CrossFit needs like a Liver King. Like, it's not some guy that's like the most fit person, but it's somebody that the community is like, this guy's really cool. And like,
if you need me to start taking drugs, I'll start taking drugs for the community. I'll start taking drugs for the community.
But
that's what Hiller's been doing for this past couple years.
That's what
he's not doing this for him. He's doing it for the community.
He's trying to grow the community. But it's not somebody who's trying to make it to the games, right? Like, but it's somebody that's interesting, that does CrossFit, that people are interested in. Is kind of my point. Like a Greg Amundsen.
I would say one is not we need like a whole lot of those.
Yeah, you need a whole bunch of them that do that type of thing.
We did have.
Yeah, we used to.
Yeah.
But
and then where would you set the level?
I think it's
because then I would argue that
it's like
you would need it's not enough to just have random people. Like, you would need to have a artificial level that we don't have in CrossFit right now. Like, quarterfinals is not it.
But
like,
I don't think
it
it
is
has
at
to
that
be
10 percentile. I think 10 percentile was that place. I didn't know
think it's
anybody in
people-
the top 10% who wasn't.
I think Spin's saying somebody a little better than that, though.
I'm saying like but not even somebody that's recognized for their like
prowess,
fitness. Like where they rank on the leaderboard, but like
what it's done for them.
Like people who are influential
marketable people
that also care about the Hiller will love it, the methodology. Right? Like I'll just throw a name out, like Huberman. Like if Huberman was like all in on CrossFit and spoke about health, right? Or RFK Jr. or somebody that's like all in on the health aspect of it and also does.
These people
I don't know
if
they have enough marketing though.
But see, back then, 10 years ago, the training staff, the red shirts, were the athletes. They were marketable people. We don't know any of them anymore.
Like, I was thinking more like Spieler and Hobart and like those people, but it's not.
Like the training staff is probably just as good at teaching the L1 and doing all of the same stuff. But there's no one on that team that could hold their own from a marketability standpoint.
But
I don't know about.
They did try this, didn't they? They got like a couple of the scientists together at that panel or whatever. Do you remember this?
You need like a Pat McAfee. If Pat McAfee got on the CrossFit Kool-Aid, seriously, you'd have a barstool like effect,
like Bert
with CrossFit.
Going to Josh's gym?
Maybe not Bert Kreischer, but just because he's so up and down, man. Like that guy's out of control.
Rogan was talking about him.
I wouldn't mind Tom.
He was like,
I wouldn't mind Tom, but Bert's out of control. Like he'll go on a bender and then gain 40 pounds back and then be like, I do CrossFit. That's I can't.
Rogan was talking about that, about how he was. One of his buddies was like, I want to help Bert get fit, and he said, it's just about Bert. He was like, you haven't figured out Bert's game yet. It's just about pay attention to Bert. He goes, he doesn't care if he's 400 pounds or 200 pounds.
Yeah. Savon, if you glorify them, they would be our stars. I think what we've seen today, though, when they do have a red shirt on talking about or doing some type of demo video or teaching how a class is to be run, they're being directed to do that. There's nobody on that team that I'm aware of that.
Adrian Conway posts some stuff sometimes. He posts his workouts.
Is he still doing that?
he posts his workouts. I don't know if he's,
I don't think he's still a
But-
redshirt, is he?
That's
I
not
have no
reaching
idea,
new-
but I'm just saying, like, he posts his stuff.
that's not reaching new people.
No, but what I'm saying is, like, these people like that are not being glorified, or they're not being marketed, and I just don't know how good that's going to do. I don't know if that would pull new people. You know what I mean? You need somebody with a bigger. I mean, I think a Pat McAfee type guy. Like, you need, no, seriously, I think you need somebody to drink the CrossFit Kool-Aid that's not a part of the CrossFit culture, and then for them to completely buy in and talk about it how everybody talked about it back in the day. You know, if Pat McAfee is going on his show and be like, no, y'all don't get it. You're making fun of me. This is the best thing to get in shape. Like, this is the best thing. There's nothing close. If he was said that live on the McAfee show, you're telling me new people wouldn't go into CrossFit?
And he talked about it every day.
You know what I'm saying? And he posts about it like he's like fell in love with it. Like, everybody, you know the bug. When the bug hits you, that's like you're just over, you know what I mean? Head over heels. And I'm saying, if that bug bit somebody like that, I think new people would go into CrossFit.
I'm going to disagree with Wad Zombie. I don't need a new Rick Ross. First of all, that video.
Did that do anything? Did that do any? Did that?
It had the community
grow-
talking like crazy. Garrett Fisher wasn't it Garrett Fisher
Yes,
went
it
out
was
there,
Garrett Fisher.
and then
It
Savon
had
went
the
out there and recorded
community
it.
talking like crazy. It didn't have other people talking like crazy. I'm talking about reaching people who are not about CrossFit right now.
I just remember him saying, "She got me eating pears and shit." Like he had never eaten a pear. Did not move the needle. That was my thought. Like, no one's like, that's for us. That's cool. Like, we got Rick Ross to do CrossFit, but besides that, like, no one's coming to CrossFit.
No,
I saw Rick Ross do this. You only go with the people who you like know. I don't know anybody who went to a CrossFit gym that didn't go because of the games or because of somebody they knew. We're talking about, huh?
It just like stumbles into a gym.
No one goes because they saw Bert Kreischer. Nobody goes because Pat McAfee started doing it. They go because of their aunt started doing this and now is freaking shredded. Their uncle started.
She talked about it, but like right now, that's all they have to do is talk about their experience at the gym. Right? Like there's nothing you can go if you join now that you go and consume CrossFit content where you learn the intricacies of health or nutrition.
Mm-hmm.
Right? That you then just start spewing all this stuff out that you used to hear from Glassman, like those types of things. Or you'd go read the journal and get all these little nuggets and just couldn't wait to share it the next time you went to the picnic or your family gathering. Right? You're like, oh, I love CrossFit. But that's that's just like, well, I want 30 million members.
Do you remember like when back in the early days, people would talk about, like, it used to be a joke, like, how do you know somebody does CrossFit? They've told you within the first 10 seconds multiple times. People don't do that anymore. Like our members used to proselytize for us. Now they don't.
Because it's a gym you go to.
Yeah. It's not a thing that changes and saves the world anymore.
Right. And that's
not in people's minds. And that's why I think what Don is trying is the right thing. How it's communicated is
yeah. And so Don was there as part of this End Chronic Disease group, endchronicdisease.org. And he's a part of a whole bunch of people. And you look at it, I don't know. I mean, it's CEOs and founders of supplement companies. Letchford from GoRuck is there, but like TrueMed, Mind Body Green, CEO of Plunge, the co-founder of AG1. I don't know.
It's just a lot of in talking.
Right. I mean, it's good, right? Like, let's end chronic disease, but I don't know. To me, it sounds good. It's a nice, cute website, but it's not what CrossFit needs.
No. I want to go through this real quick. Misha posted something. I think it's getting some traction now. The barrier to entry to CrossFit is way higher than anything else. I won't push back on that, but I think that that's a good thing. Number one, the membership fee is prohibitive. Having diabetes at 45 is way more expensive. I understand that it's upfront expensive, but I'm never going to accept the membership fee is prohibitive. How much do you
spend on food? You should just cut $160 of that and pay for a CrossFit membership.
Right. You can find, I don't know where Misha lives, but I would assume that you can find $100 to $200 pretty quickly.
Judging by her avatar, I would say Slovakia. Misha's from Slovakia.
Number two, you can't just walk in and start. You need an on-ramp. Why is that bad?
Not every gym's like that either.
I don't think you need an on-ramp. Never used to have on-ramps.
We don't have an on-ramp at mine.
Our on-ramp was 3 days a week for an entire month, and I thought it was amazing. Now, that was when the volume of new people coming in, like we had like 12 people on our on-ramp, and then they would run another one. There'd be 12 people in that one. I don't know that you have that volume, but I thought that like CrossFit is complicated, and like, but most people at that point in their life do not know how to move. Why is it bad to do an on-ramp? Number three, it looks intimidating. Yeah. And so this is what we're saying about those, like, we don't want everyone to do it. We do want everyone to do it, but it isn't for everyone.
If you don't want to work hard, you don't need to do it.
No. Now, we need to do our best in showing you that you are capable of doing all of these things. But no, like, it is hard to be in good shape.
But I'm at my 7 a.m. class. I got 3 monsters, and in that same class, I have a 280-pound woman and a 72-year-old woman, and they do the same workout. It's just scaled to a different degree, and they all work out together. Like, it might look intimidating. This is where like the community aspect comes in, and it's the beauty of it. You can have a games athlete and a 72-year-old do the exact same workout, just scaled to a different degree.
And feel the same way after.
And feel the same stimulus, the same crushed. Like, you both got better.
Yeah, right? I think the concern is
you do not get that at a regular gym.
If you take number 2 and 3 and you cater to all people who walk in, you water it down
immediately. Yep.
Right.
You have to.
Tell them, guys. C Hill, JC, nobody know. Then tell them. Tell them. I just said it. Okay. I don't know how many people are watching. Like probably 300 or
305.
That was good. That was a good guess.
Good.
So I'm telling them just now, y'all do your part. You tell 3 people, and then let's just pyramid scheme it up and just everybody tell 3 people.
Here's an idea I have.
It's not. That's what they did back in the olden days, and it worked. It worked for 2014. Let's make it work in 2024. Make CrossFit great again. Okay.
I'm not picking on you, Misha. I just wanted to break it down and say, like, hey, this is the 30 million CrossFitter problem that we're having. It is demonstrated through those 3 points. So I'm not picking on you. I do want to say, like, I had this theory. I'd really like to get your thoughts on this bit, and John.
Just a bit.
Have the affiliates not done enough to sort of invade their communities and be the life rafts? Like, maybe your responsibility is for more than just being a gym. It is being Greg Glassman in your community.
I think it's hard without the resources to do that.
And that's where HQ could come in. This is how you can teach your community about health and fitness. I know this is weird. We haven't given you the tools to do this in the past. This is how you do this in your community.
But nobody,
they're not doing that.
The problem, I don't know if anybody within CrossFit can. That's the problem.
Can.
And the only one we know of is Greg.
What do you mean? What do you mean can?
Greg would go do seminars. He'd put out video, like the videos would come out on that. There was a journal article that would the journal would come out and it would have things that you would read if you're passionate about, and you could go regurgitate that out to the community. We need some thought leaders that are in CrossFit to be able to produce that.
Health leaders,
right? Like doing a marketing package for the affiliates that shows the sickness to wellness continuum for an Instagram post doesn't do anybody any good.
No.
Right. But you need somebody to speak to it and do a 30-minute video that's interesting, hold your attention, get you fired up, and you either share it with your friends or you're able to talk about it with your friends. Or the affiliate can talk about it to their community. There's nothing like that. And getting Rhonda Patrick or anybody of these Huberman or any of these others to just...
They're not in-house.
They're not in-house. They're just talking, right? And they're giving us a presentation.
Was there
anyone...
anyone...
zero traction on it. It's boring. It's not interesting. And they're not talking to us, a CrossFitter. They're just talking about what they do.
Right. Was there anyone besides Greg? The Russells?
They were more fighting Coca-Cola and
right.
corporate.
Was there anybody else that promoted health? If Sevon's still listening, he'll be able to tell me, but like who would have the health battles, who would go on and say like, this is why this matters. The only one I can remember is Greg.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, that was it. That's where I just don't know. You need them in-house. You need in-house media. You need them to speak to our community because they are inside the community.
The people of the community are the people of the community.
Yeah.
Is that what you're saying?
Trademark it.
And they're in the community.
It's been listen, you are far more eloquent than I will ever be when you speak. I'm much better at one-liners than you are, though. Just straight up.
That's fine. That's why you're on the show.
That's
why you're on the show.
Just to brag, John?
No, I'm just saying, as far as one-liners go,
I don't have a.
I think it was me, Tyler, and then.
Do you ever see me? Do you ever see me post a one-liner on a clip? No.
Everybody's got
that
their
felt
job.
very.
That's why I got pissed.
Kamala-esque right there.
No, he. I understood his point, and I don't think you were. I don't think
I grew up in a middle-class neighborhood. Okay. God,
John, that happened ages ago.
You can't be unburdened by what has been done.
I cannot be unburdened. What just was said. I'm just saying.
No.
Anyway, State of the Union. Bad. It's bad. No, I'm just kidding. It's been worse.
Listen, CrossFit has as good a shot as anybody to survive. Okay, and that's I'm in it. I'm either gonna die or survive with it.
Let's play this game. Blind rankings. Who do we put in this? Who are our health people?
Who speaks? Oh, that's a good one. Maybe next week. I'll have to do some research though and say who should be in the community.
I don't think
to speak to the community.
Qualified to in the community. Rank these people blindly. I think Taylor would be a better person to decide.
Taylor's got all the ammo.
He's very passionate.
Just has got to turn it down.
Oh, he's very I think
actually,
I'm seriously, he's very passionate about this type of stuff. I think he would be good.
No shit. People would be surprised about this. I think if you only know like violently opinionated Taylor, if we said Taylor, like you need to battle on the the gut response to glucose over a lifetime, he would study nonstop for like 6 months.
Right. Mm-hmm. And I think he could do it and
murder it.
He'd be passionate about it. I think what set Greg above everybody else is Greg didn't need 6 months or a
No, he
month
can do it
to
off the
research
cuff.
it. He just know like he was already researching that before
give
people.
Taylor, give him some years. Greg was older. Okay,
That's fair.
He might have it on, on back file.
Maybe. So I don't know. I just think we need to get back to actually educating the community by people that were in the community. All right.
He's just nailing it home. That's what he's doing.
gonna go back and forth. Time for some blind rankings. Before we do that, make sure you go to lujanjun.com. Code SPIN. You get 10% off.
I did a
on,
squat jerk
favorite
today.
listeners. Did you?
Mm-hmm.
That's good.
Lou Xiaojun does squat jerks,
He
guys.
does.
That's how
I know.
clean the
I
jerk.
know.
I know. You just gave no sequitur. It was just like I saw a deer today.
That's what came to my mind when I saw the shoe.
No, I feel you.
They're sketchy, man.
Yeah.
I really want to get where I can do 315 with it, but it's sketchy.
Yeah. Shelly Young, Mrs. Young, Miranda Alcaraz speaks well about it. I think her car talk that she put out this past week talking about CrossFit was great, but it was talking about CrossFit and the methodology of it. There was no I think she's good at that health stuff, but she's really she was a red shirt that knows all of this and could speak very well to what CrossFit is from the exercise perspective. I think we need to differentiate ourselves both from the exercise part as well as the health and nutrition part. And that's I think that's where we just don't have somebody that has all of that.
Great.
All right. Blind rankings. This week, I put out an article about the most recent trademarks that CrossFit has filed recently.
Okay.
And so we are going to rank, you guys are going to rank your favorite CrossFit trademarks over the years.
All right. I don't know what they are.
Exactly. So it's like a double blind thing. So
do you know, Tyler? Are you looking up the article right now? Is that what you're doing?
No.
These are not the most recent. Well, there's at least one that's from that. But how well do these trademarks work from a sense of CrossFit trademarking them? So
the poll the audience a little bit because I
like this.
All right, let's go.
Best for the brand trademarks.
That's right.
Is that what this is?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Taco Bell.
You'll see it. A better beautiful. So they have trademarked a better beautiful.
That's trademarked?
That is trademarked by CrossFit LLC.
5.
Okay, so John, number 1 is Fittest on Earth.
Forging Elite Fitness.
Or Forging Elite Fitness. Yeah. That one's number 1. A better beautiful is negative 18.
Yeah. That sounds like a makeup trademark. Like
It
Abeline.
does.
Or it's
like
CrossFit LLC.
You could put this on your face and be not just beautiful, a better beautiful.
A better beautiful.
Like that doesn't that gave me, as the kids would say, the ick when I saw that.
Coming to Target, December 2025.
I didn't like
have they used that anywhere?
Is that one of the new ones? Is that the Don Fall trademark team?
I think that one is recently within the last 3 years.
That's bad.
So I think it may have been 2022 if I remember right.
Is that the O'Hearn effect? Is that what we're doing?
So one thing, if you go back to the article that I have written,
don't kick it down, dog, John.
What's interesting is they tweeted out one of these trademarks, and then a month or two later, it was applied for a trademark. So it really feels like it feels like they're all sitting in a room going, "What could we say to promote CrossFit, like from a marketing standpoint?" And they come up with this phrase.
I'm with Zach, turning 7s into 10s. Like that should have been. I'm with that all day. You know how many shirts that would sell?
6s to 9s.
CrossFit. Turning 7s into 10s.
10s is genetic. You can't go from but you can get somebody to a 9, I think.
I don't. You gotta get off the sexual trail though. Like it's like a
No, it
good
needs
shirt, and then it
needs
turns
to
into a
have that
Spencer
in there,
shirt.
John.
You know what I mean? Like I'm just saying, if you make it 69, it turns into a Spencer shirt. And I don't. Maybe it would sell. I don't know.
But
There's
to
also a song, 6s to 9s.
To answer Zachary's question, no, they never did trademark turning 7s into 10s. So it's still out there. Next one. Building healthier humans. That is one.
This one?
This one was filed in
This
September.
is a poor man's forging elite fitness.
Yeah.
I would say
3. Wow.
Oh, wow. That's a first.
There we go. There
That's
we
a
go.
first.
Have they used that one?
Yes, that was the one that they tweeted back in July, and then they filed for the trademark in September.
Do you hate it? I don't hate it. I mean, it's not great.
It's very bland.
It's pretty bland.
Could you like CrossFit building healthier humans? No, that's not good.
Yeah, but it's better than a better beautiful. Like that's like you started us
Yeah.
off with that.
God,
And
I
if
can't
if
believe
I'm
that
used to like
a better beautiful, as offended as everybody is about everything, that's what they trademarked.
Yes.
I wouldn't put that on my Instagram for lack of, or for fear of retribution.
Well, I think it was a couple of years ago, so different world.
Oh, so they were safe.
Yeah. All right, next one. Forging inclusive fitness.
4.
Damn it, we screwed up. This is negative 87.
4.
And who was it?
If it's an oxymoron.
See, Clock is on it. Clock knows.
5th.
So
It's an oxymoron. You can't forge inclusiveness.
see,
No, you
2?
can only include it 4.
To 4.
All right. Yeah, that one was one. I think it was in December of this past year. Sousa talked about it on one of his
Annette was in
shows.
charge of that one for sure.
Very possible.
Why would no one remember my name?
I don't know.
It's a Troy quote.
Barry
No,
does
but I
not
don't
like my
understand
font. Barry's very hateful of my font.
What
Is
is
this
it,
just
Enter?
terrible like trademarks? There's no good ones, Spin?
No, we're good. We're on some good ones. Maybe we might have got screwed.
All right, next one. Keep fitness legal.
Number 1. I want to take number 1 now because I have no idea what's coming. And this one's not bad. I like this.
We can't make it number 1, Tyler.
We have to. We have no idea. What's
Forging
happening.
Elite Fitness.
We have
is
1 and 2.
If Forging Elite Fitness is up there, we've done a
We've
disservice
already
to
screwed
it.
the hell out of this.
No,
these
I know
rankings.
that's why I think you put it number 2, and then then Forging Elite Fitness can fix it. You see what I'm saying? Or
That's a big if.
we've doomed ourselves.
I think we've doomed ourselves, dude. I'll go with 2, and I'll say I told you so whenever we get hit in the
Okay,
face.
so far, how is this list bad? They're all just bad names.
Forging inclusive fitness is 5.
Should be 5. Should be 5.
I think this is the question you should be asking yourself. They spent affiliate money on these trademarks. Like a lawyer spent time drafting all of this stuff up.
Marshall.
I don't think we've done bad so far. I think all the names are just bad.
It's not our fault. These are just bad.
You're
Got
ranking
it.
a bunch of trash. And the last one, it's a mouthful. The world's leading platform for health, happiness, and performance.
Honestly, I don't hate it.
They're
all bad.
What is
Like,
it?
look,
For kids who don't read
hey,
good?
this is a mission statement if I've ever seen one. Okay, like I don't hate it.
This is like the Dunder Mifflin or Michael Scott's Dunder Mifflin Scranton Meredith Palmer Memorial Celebrities Rabies Awareness Pro-Am Fun Run Race for the Cure.
I love that you looked it up. That was great. That was great.
I have to every time.
Hey, Peter makes a great comment here. This is the Rosa era. This is what happened.
Rosa.
Is these things.
One of the best memes I ever made that never got any love because I was too afraid during the race, like riot stuff with George Floyd and all that stuff. There was all this like, there's one race, and I found this picture of like there's one race, and it was a white cop and some black guy, and they had up a poster and it just said there's one race, and there was all this white space at the bottom, and under it I put Michael Scott's Pro-Am Run Race of the Year. That's my best meme I've ever made.
Did you publish it?
No. That's why no one will remember my name.
I don't think anybody was going to cancel you at that time.
That was such a good joke.
So yeah, CrossFit has been spending money.
Can
filing
you
for
not
trademarks.
do this, Spin? Just put bad stuff. I just leaves a bad taste in my mouth. You got to give us one good one.
John, you've
fitness
been
legal.
a big wet freaking noodle all night, dude.
So
I'm sorry. I'll try to get harder for you.
Clip that, please.
I mean,
they
let
also
me get
trademarked.
it together.
They also
Get it
trademarked
together.
3, 2, 1, go.
Not bad.
I don't mind 3, 2, 1, go.
So
That's a good one.
I tried to keep it more to the non-sport side of things. So
the sucky ones.
it was, kind of playing off of State of the Union or what we just talked about. How does CrossFit market itself? And this is all active or pending trademarks that have been filed by CrossFit. So there you go. Good stuff.
Great stuff.
Yeah.
All right. Can
Good
we?
job. You want to move on?
He's slipping.
I'm fading, guys.
You're fading. Tired. Yeah, you're out of practice.
Who's this guy?
This dude, some dude that was angry at TYR Wodapalooza Miami this past year. And,
I was a Calvin Klein guy. That's who that is.
he was angry. He
Looked
was standing out in the
terrible.
rain on Sunday night, watching like 6 people in the stands and more people exercising than the spectators. The off season, we're in the swing of it. It is pretty quiet. My question is, should the off season be quiet, or should there be more things to talk about from a competitive CrossFit standpoint throughout the season? And if so, how do you do it?
I think it's about to not be quiet. This whole weekend, we have the TYR Cup, and then we have Crash, and then we have Rogue, and then, oh, wow, that was fast. That is not the real Calvin Klein guy. Somebody did that. But
His picture will live on.
my hat
beyond
off
him.
to whoever did this. My hat off to you, because that was very, very fast. I bet it was Peter.
That'd be really good. Within a minute, he moved it.
But it's about to sound off. Like, it's about to not be quiet. I think we've had 2 or 3 weeks of quietness. I don't think it's been that long of an off season, and now we're about to have a lot of little mini things that
Does it
come
feel
up.
not that long just because of all the news we've gotten because of the Lazar stuff?
Maybe, but I feel like it's about to not be quiet anymore. And
I'm getting itchy again. I will say that. Like, I'm starting.
I guess
I've enjoyed my time off.
You mentioned SoCal in this TYR Cup team format. Do the team, like these team exhibitions, garner the same interest as if it
Get you
was
going?
Yeah, keep you going. Like,
What do you think he was going to say, Tyler?
I wanted to quote Austin Powers, but I didn't. I didn't want to do the voice.
like, no, like, would you rather see individual competition? Like, obviously, Rogue is fantastic, but like, we'll cover the TYR Cup, but like, does it garner the same interest and excitement as Miami does?
No, absolutely not. But it can. Like, we don't know what it is. It's the first time it's happened. So, like, depending on how it's run, how the athletes do, if it's a freaking golden bar, everybody does a clean and jerk together, then no, it's going to suck. That's trash. But, if
But we
Yeah,
have seen
I
the team.
forgot about the golden barbell.
If Annual Akai goes out there and calls Justin Medeiros a witch, and then they end up, and then like it's team on team, and Tia does every single event. Like if Tia walks out there and does every event and go, y'all thought y'all were gonna win this, like buckle up. Because I'm gonna beat y'all down They had to give me a team of scrubs so you could compete with me.
That would be wild.
If she came out there and did that, I'm gonna be all about it, right? I will be so excited for it. If it's it was 13 total points, so like 8 points in, and it's 4-4, I am so on the train, right? Even if North America ends up running off from it, like I don't put it past Tia to have that, right? But if it's just everybody love everybody and yeah, they're going to compete and they're going to, work out fast. But like if Tia has some kind of Michael Jordan, I'm taking this personal, and then just like tries to come with an onslaught of things to give her team a chance. And we never see Seher Kaya for one event because Tia does every single event. I'm so down for it. Right. But like, we don't know. Right. This could end up growing really big. If it goes really well this year, and like say that happens, then next year, the world team, all of a sudden, Laura Horvath comes out to play. And then North America's got to be like, Brent, you're not allowed in the world anymore. Right. Like, you know what I mean? Because and then it starts getting like for real. And then you can get more money to it. And then Heat 1 can grow. Tyler finally gets us where we can bet. Like what I'm saying is it's possible for it to be awesome. And then absolutely I'll be in it. It's never going to be what Rogue is. It's never going to be what Wodapalooza is. But it has a chance to be really good. I think we get hyped for Crash, and Crash is small time compared to the athletes that are doing this.
I'm so fucking hyped for Crash.
You know what I mean? But I'm saying we get hyped for Crash, and it's small time compared to the athletes that we're about to watch. True or false?
It is and it isn't.
But you know what I'm saying.
It's weird. It is smaller because like
but we get hyped.
The money's smaller, but it's like these stories matter to these people. Ellie Hiller can throw down.
What I'm saying is, but we buy into Crash. All I'm saying is, if it has a chance to be good, where we get hyped for this too, and then next year we're going to be all about it, and we just don't know until it happens. But it also has a chance to suck. You know what I mean? If freaking Peter
runs away with it,
Pedro doesn't get his crap together and isn't the greatest host I've ever seen, you know what I mean? It's gonna be really poor, right? But it's got a chance to be awesome.
I don't love the Team World versus Team North America, even if it was the best that it could be, and Laura was on the team, and Brent was somehow still in North America where he should be. Like, and you had the best possible team from both places. I start turning it into the Heat 1 World Cup again, where it's like, I want something that makes sense to me, something that I'm tied to. I've been watching a ton of Barstool stuff, and like watching these guys get to root for teams, I was like, I miss that. Like they just are diehard fans of this team. And it's like, I want to wear a fucking hat that has
I tried to hype up the Heat 1 World Cup.
I know.
You were like, you had me so bought in. Just
it
like
needed
let
more
me
work.
down.
But regardless, like there's a space for that. And I think Dylan was trying to get there, and he needed sometimes.
Listen, I was so prepared to be like I had like a coach headset with a little like speaker thing, and I was gonna like wear it during the CrossFit, like our spin thing, but I was gonna go out there and then turn it up and like act like I'm doing something. I was really
the athletes.
Yeah.
We'll get there. It's gonna get there.
Honestly, the way this year went, like it probably couldn't have happened no matter what, right?
Here you go, Tyler. Just join the grid train.
Yeah.
Tyler is on the grid train, and he owns an Indiana team.
I do.
He's going to.
The Indiana team that exists. But anyway, I think there are stuff. I think I do enjoy the time off. That those first couple weeks after the games, which even if it wasn't the most emotionally tolling games of all times, I still would have needed some time off. And I enjoy that. But then also like when football's over preseason, they start talking about trading players. Like there's drama with who's going where. We don't have as much as that. And then so what do? We turn to CrossFit HQ and we start poking it. It's like, what's going on with you all? What are you screwing up? I mean, I sent you guys that text a couple weeks ago. I'm like, do you think we tear down CrossFit all the time because the sport's boring? Like we need entertainment from something. So we just fucking bear into CrossFit because we don't get drama with the athletes. There's so much drama with teams, like professional teams. There's drama all the time. But like with pro athletes, it's like with pro CrossFitters, we don't really get that much drama.
Well, because they kind of go into they can control what they put out there. Right? Like,
yeah.
They go in their hole. They don't have to post on social media. If they don't have a YouTube channel, you may not hear from them for weeks at a time other than promoting their sponsors. And so they don't have the competitions again. Like they do 1 or 2, maybe 3 if they're like crazy and just, like if you're Ricky and you just go do every competition you can. But for the most part, they don't. Right. So it's a different sport, right? Like you can't just go out there and compete every single month.
No,
and have a long career.
Super detrimental. Like you can't.
But how do you grow it more than just having? I think even more. Will Morad brought it up on Pedro's show, right? Like our season right now is open, quarters, semifinals, and games. And honestly, it's only 2 competitions that are real.
Yeah.
One's a preseason, the open, and one is your online qualifier.
I mean, I've always thought that like there's multiple ways to do it. I think you can do a longer season where essentially like it works like soccer over in Britain does, where they have like these tiers of leagues and you work your way up essentially. But like as a pro team, you don't enter until later in the season, right? And so we could track these low-level athletes and see like who makes it into the pro league this year. That would cause a lot of drama. You could also, so that's on the individual, like you could do that on the individual end. And I think like for people on the quarterfinal level, like your season's over after quarterfinals, right? And there's all kinds of time to go afterward or before or after.
Well, I mean, I think that's what makes Crash interesting. Like, yes, there are a handful of really big names, but you also get to see the up and coming athletes. I mean, think about how much success
everybody at that
top athletes who have done well at Crash.
Sprague won the games. Colton, I mean, he should have gone to the games.
He should have. Yeah.
Did not make the game.
Austin,
10th place.
Yep. On the female side,
did not make the games.
Showed that she had potential. Like
Hopper won
back in the day.
Crash.
Taylor. There was like a lot of the Masters athletes who were at Crash did really well at the Masters games this year.
I mean, even look at just NorCal. We knew the people, right? Through either Kill Taylor or their top competitors. And it was interesting to follow along and see how they did beyond just Taylor, Colton, and Tudor.
What's funny is, where do we know these athletes from? We know them from Kill
Savon's
Taylor.
universe. Yeah.
Hans, Matthias, Stu.
Mm-hmm.
We know all these people from Kill Taylor. And it's like you could have some sort of version, something that's accomplishing that, stories that are told on a local level every week. And it doesn't have to be that crazy. It can be, you can do more than just Kill Taylor. But like we know and love Stu who's eating horse meat. Because he's on Kill Taylor. We would not know or care who he was for any other reason.
Right. That's what the offseason needs to be about.
Matthew became a small-time celebrity.
Yeah.
Matthew's a fucking legend, man.
Right.
I would have killed.
He might
this
even be on
dude.
Jeopardy. That'd be freaking awesome.
Hey, listen, I called in last week and then Colton showed up. Okay. What do you want me to do with that? The one workout where I can actually beat him in, freaking Colton, Alex, Will Morad, and Will Leahy call in. I know I'm not showing up to that party. Sorry. I have not earned my right to be at that party.
Yeah.
I like this one, Matthew 2024. He's not running for anything. It's just yes, Matthew 2024.
Right.
25. We're almost done with 2024, but yeah.
No, I think the offseason needs to be about showcasing those and telling those stories along with the top athletes getting out there every once in a while.
Mm-hmm.
So it's 8:29. We've been going on for 2 hours, or I guess 2 hours minus 4 minutes, since Hiller was kind enough to tell us that we were 4 minutes late.
Yeah, he disappeared. That bastard.
Mhm.
If you did not get enough of Pedro, you can join Get With The Programming. They're starting up here in a minute. If you stay on, you will get redirected straight to that show. See, how did we do today? What do you think?
Download the Heat One app. Play. Went to
Should do that.
I'm not familiar with that sign off. Is that a new one?
That is a new one.
win
Download Heat
2
One.
tickets to Miami.
Win 2 tickets. There's not a lot of people on there yet, so you have very good
yet.
odds. So make sure you do it. All right, here's how we did.
You know, it's just like this big toss up. We just like there's no structure, and it's just like this kind of crazy show half the time, which makes it a little interesting and makes it fun. Sure.
There you go.